Today you're going to learn my exact tactics I perfected after nearly 100,000 cold calls. My efforts resulted in hundreds of successful pitches and literally tens of $1 millions in revenue. So let's get into it. All right, first thing you got to understand is what is the point of a cold call? What is the actual goal? Okay, you are making an ask in exchange for value with the promise of value. So why does someone say no to a cold call or hang up on you? Well, they might not be a good fit for what you're buying. They might not be a good prospect. You might have the wrong number. They might just not be in the market right now. They might not need what you're selling right now. Many times you're being hung up on just out of habit. There's nothing you said wrong. There's nothing wrong with your product or your delivery. These people have just been called, who knows, 10 times in the last week, and you're just the next guy in line, and they have the reflex. Not interested. They haven't even processed what you're saying, right? So basically, the goal with a cold call is to shock them a little bit to where they actually give you a half second, a couple seconds of the frontal cortex, cerebral cortex actually thinking, right? And so then you can actually start to give them some value and they can actually start to listen to what you're saying. But what it really comes down to is when someone is saying no to a cold call, there is too much risk for them to say yes, even if they need it. So I'll say that again. The reason people hang up on you, say no when you cold call them, is that there's too much risk in them saying yes, even if they direly need the product. So what is your job? Your job is to lower that gap. It's referred to as the uncertainty gap. How do you lower the uncertainty gap? The main way you do this is with your tonality, the actual tone of your voice. Now, I'm not saying necessarily the words. The words are important, but what really makes a difference is the delivery. Okay? It's the delivery, it's the tone, it's the uptones, the downtones, the pauses, the speed. Combine that with the correct words. That's going to be the main thing. That's 80% of the fight right there. In addition to the tonality, you're going to be able to overcome this with testimonial and product reviews. But that's not where you're going to be able to start with. This is once you've already spoke with them, or you've already provided the value. That goes back to, okay, prove what you're saying is actually true. Okay, this all sounds good, but how do I know you're not lying? How do I know your company's legit? How do I know you're going to do what you actually say, what you're going to do? Testimonials, reviews, third parties. That's how you handle that. How else do you do it? Well, by not being salesy. Pretty obvious, right? But how many times have you guys gotten a cold call or from some salesperson, or you filled out something online and they call you and they come in, hey, how's it going today? You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get one of those calls, you just know that that's a salesperson. If they come in too quick with too much energy, right, that's a dead giveaway. If someone's like happy as they're calling you, you just know it's a salesperson because why the hell else would they be happy? Like no one's happy when they call you, okay? So stop doing that. It's not helping you. And I see this all the time, and it is true. You do need to bring energy. You need to bring some heat, but you need to bring just a half a step above the heat of what your average person has, okay? Now, average person, what is your average person's energy like? You're entering their world, their headspace, okay? Most people, their lives are filled with mediocrity, lack of, disappointment, right? Whatever, or at the very least, stress. Stress, tired, they have their kids, they got a million things going on like everyone else, and that's what you're calling into. So you gotta be cognizant of that. And so if you come in too much, you blow them out of the water, gone, right? Also, what you gotta do as well is make the ask very small. By doing that, you are literally lowering the risk they are taking, as in their time, the risk of their time being wasted. So let me just give an obvious comparison. But if I was to come in a cold call and say, hey, look, so this is Jacob, I sell sales services, blah, 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 blah. I can give you a quick overview of what we do. It'll take about 2 minutes. You got that? What if I said the same thing? Hey, this is Jacob, Bushmaker, I sell SEO services, blah, 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 blah. I can give you a quick overview of what we do. It'll take about 2 hours. You got that? Pretty obvious, right? But you gotta be cognizant of these things, right? So lower the ask, which is basically why I like to teach. Ask for a maximum 10 to 15 minutes for your pitch. And if you need more time, that's fine. Just book a second call. Almost always you're going to be doing 2-call, 3-call closes anyways, right? And so you might as well just plan for that and just break things up. Or at the end of your 10, 15 minutes, be respectful. Just say, hey, look, I know I said 15 minutes and we got a few more things to go over. You got a few minutes right now. We can just finish up real quick and then continue. All right. So keep in mind too, prospects do not want to hear And this goes back to not being salesy. They do not want to hear a product dump. They don't want to hear a pitch. No one likes to be pitched. Okay? They don't want to hear really info about you or your company or your background. They don't want market figures, statistics. All they want to know is, what do you have? How's it going to help me? What's it cost? And can you prove it? Have you done it before? Can you back up your statements? And that's all people really care about. Hey guys, so I do have a quick ask. If you're getting value out of these videos, please subscribe or drop a comment, what have you. I am taking time out of my day where I could be on the phones making calls to make these videos for you. So please give me some love, all right? So my tried and true tested, battle-hardened script. I'm going to drop it to you guys right now. It's very complex. It is intro, reason, summary, ask. So let's break that down. Intro. Introduce yourselves, make sure you're talking to the right person. Reason, give them the reason with a because statement. You're not calling to chat, okay? You're calling because you have a reason and value that you're giving to them. Give a very brief summary of what it is you're doing, and then ask them for whatever it is you want from them. Typically more time to explain further information. All right, so let's go over a little sample script here I just wrote up. Let's say you're selling SEO marketing services, right? So, ring, 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 ring. Hi, John? Yes? Hey John, this is Jacob Bushmaker at More Access. I noticed that your competitor, ABC Plumber, is on page 1 for the search term Capitol Hill Plumber, and that you're on page 3. We can help you to get to page 1. I can explain how it works in about 30 seconds. Is now a bad time? 30 seconds, yeah, sure. Alright, great. Well, we've worked with 10 clients in your city already. We guarantee on page 1, in the first 3 months, we give you full refund. And most of our clients see about a 10 times return on their investment within the first year. Great, I can give you all the details now of how it works. It'll take about 10 minutes. You got that? Alright, I hope that was helpful. So let me read that one more time, but this time I'm going to break things down a little bit more with all the little parentheses I got in there. Hi, John. Hi, John. So that's the intro, and then of course you want to wait for a response there. Hey, yeah, this is John. Oh, yeah, yes, or wrong number, right? This is Jacob Bushmaker at More Access. You just do a nice, friendly tone, pretty neutral. I noticed that your competitor, ABC Plumber, is on page 1 for Capitol Hill Plumber, and that you're on page 3. Downtone. We can get you to page 1. I can explain how it works in about 30 seconds. Is now a bad time? So that's the reason for the call, right? And then you want to wait for a response there, and you hit them with a couple uptones. At the end, now you give them a little summary of what you do, the main selling parts of the service, whoever they are. So I said, hey, we've done this in about 10 other cities in your area, 10 other clients in your area, in your city. We guarantee on the page 1, blah, 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 blah. We'll give you a full refund, etc., etc., etc. Most clients see the ROI, which goes to how's it going to help them, what's in it for them. I'd like to mention that we've done it in other clients in your city because it shows that we can do this. We're not just blowing smoke. And then you wait for a response. That's going to be the summary, of course. And then you just say, hey, yeah, so I can give you the details now how it works. It'll take about 10 minutes. Does that work for you? And that's going to be the ask. Now you are asking for 10 minutes at a time, and you're going to explain the whole service. Okay? All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you did like it, please subscribe. Drop me a comment if there's anything you want to see, or if you have any questions. And if you're an entrepreneur that's stressed out or anxious or what have you due to a shrinking client base, with a lack of a working sales system, please book a call with me down below, and we can get you on track.